So back with the Audi again today. I'm going to be doing the front anti-roll bar drop links, and the reason I'm going to do them is because this is one I took out the other side, it's split. So that's a minor on our MOT system here in the UK, which means you don't have to do it right now, but you do have to do it soon. Either way, I've had to get a bit brutal with this one and end up cutting it off, because some of these times this doesn't come off. Basically that will just spin in there and you can't actually get the ends off of them. Other designs have a kind of 2 slots here, so you can put a spanner on that to stop that turning. This wasn't coming off any other way, so I just had to cut that off and then grind it flat and put it back. So that's that. And then I've got these bolts here which hold the hub onto the McPherson strut, and you can see this is from a different job. I figured out that these were in terrible state and very rusty, so I bought new ones. And then the tools you need for this job are the spline tool for the end of this. This is the M14 spline and the 1/2 inch. That's just an 18mm nut that goes on the end. For the original, I think these are original anyway, OEM, you can see the anti-roll bar drop links. We've got this, which is a, I think it says on it somewhere, what does it say? Yeah, CRV6. I don't know if you can see, that's a bit rusty, but that's what goes in there. And then we've just got a normal Allen head in there for the aftermarket one. And then these are all 18mm here and 18mm to take off the original stuff, and 18mm on the aftermarket bolt, which is the same as the original, and this is actually 19mm for the aftermarket anti-roll bar. So just some basic tools. I've already come along and slackened off the wheel nuts, jacked the car up, and then I've got an axle stand under here, so you can see that supporting the car. So I'll just leave the jack underneath as well, then we'll just take off the wheel completely and show you what we're working with. Worth pointing out that this is the part number, and it's from Comline, but obviously there's lots of different aftermarket items you can buy for that. So first of all, here's the bolt in question that needs to come off. That's the nut end, and this is the spline end. I'm going to have to get a wire brush and just clean all that crud off there and put some WD-40 on the end. It's 18mm impact. Just get party started. So that's spinning, that's good. And then what I'll do is just brace the other side with this M14 spline to the side there. Just make sure there's no crap inside that spline detail there. So I just came in with a pick just to clear the spline out a bit. I've got the breaker bar, the spline tool in there, and again I'm just going to buzz this off. Obviously I've left it to soak with a bit of WD-40 in there first so it can penetrate in there. So that's off. Get rid of the nut, and then remove my tool from the back. And then it's simply a matter of getting a hammer. Sometimes you can, if you're worried, just wind that on a few threads. I've already given this a few goes, and I think that the nut and bolt will be easy to come out, so that'll come out. I have to confess, I've had this side out before, but if you haven't, you might have to put the nut on there, smack it with a hammer, and then when you're about there, you can just use a punch and drive the bolt the whole way out the back. So that's quite nice and easy. I can get my new bolt in, a new nut in, and first I'm just going to put some copper slip on there so we don't have this issue next time. The new bolts and the nuts are in there. I can obviously just do that up. So here's your setup for tightening it. This is just to brace the bolt itself, then on the 18mm just to torque it up. Then we have the original anti-roll bar drop links. So at the top here we've got a spline CVR6, that spline there. I'm going to again just come in with the brush just to get rid of all the mud and crap, and then some WD-40 or equivalent, and do that to the upper one and the lower one. The lower one's a bit more awkward actually, because you have to kind of undo some of this tray here. It's underneath the car. I've got this little Torx bit. I'm going to come in here and just undo that. So that's that out there. Just a little screw, and now that's loose. I can probably tuck this out the way a bit. Less loose than the other side, so I'll just push it back and do the same to that. Clean the thread of that. The side, the bottom one's the harder one because it's more likely to get corroded. But either way, first step is 18mm there, small breaker bar, and just free it off. And then becomes the fun part of trying to spin that inner away from the nut. So this is set up. It would be much easier actually if I had a much shorter spline tool. This is just what I've got, so I'll have to make do. See, it's getting very close to other things back here, but I've got the 18mm there. Okay, the last few threads, and then that just comes out like that. 18mm here with the impact. Spinning at least, and then you just get the 18mm spanner like that, and then the spline tool like this, and then you just hope to drive that one in, and it becomes increasingly loose. That's what I'll do and take this out. Take this out, and you can see here there's a bit of a split going on, and that's why I had the minor on the MAT. So just unwind the Nylox there, and I have the new anti-roll bar drop link, which obviously the boots are in good condition, perfect condition. And then here, that is actually an Allen on the end, but also has a nice provision there, if you see, to actually get a spanner on there. So if the going gets hard, you can just, you know, do away with the boot or get a very thin spanner and just lock this shaft from turning. And I don't think that's what the originals had. See, that's the thing, these are just round there, so you are just kind of screwed. So this is a much better design. It gives you that get out of jail card, which you're going to want. So first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of copper slip on the end of these. So I have the anti-roll bar drop link in place, the nuts just threaded in, and the copper slip on, 19mm nut there, and this is set to undo with a 5mm Allen. You can see that thread's coming through, and then I can just finish that off by tightening that up. Is just place this under body screw in, and this is just with the little Torx bit. Okay, that's done.